stewards of the land on which we all meet today, all of our different lands, and recognise the First People who represent these and their continuing connection and care for country, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Well, hello and congratulations on being successfully appointed as a walk leader, and thank you. Your commitment to this is a critical part of the program, and particularly as we work through this pilot program, we're really excited to have you on board more so than ever, so that we can learn together about what will make this process a success. My name is Sarah Pilgrim and I'm the CEO of Victoria Walks, and today I'll be joined by two of my colleagues, Jane Holroyd and Sue Stewart, who will take us through the content of your induction pack. But let me tell you a little bit more about Victoria Walks. So Victoria Walks is a health promotion charity that's dedicated to championing walking for transport, recreation and health, which we do through a number of the ways that we have listed here. Next slide. The Step10 Challenge is a part of the Women Who Walk program, and that is around empowering less active ladies to participate in regular walking for their improved health, well-being and social connection. And this program is funded by Sport and Recreation Victoria through the Together More Active program. And so it's a great opportunity for us to try something out. So to tell you a little bit more about the program, I'm going to hand over to Jane. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Sarah. Welcome, everybody. You might be wondering how we arrived at the Step10 Challenge and the program design that you'll be leading people through in your role. Most governments are aiming to get the least active members of the community active, and this is a really difficult thing to do, but also it has the most impact if we can get people who are not getting enough physical activity and not meeting the physical activity guidelines to get some more movement into their day. Then that's going to have the most impact in terms of public health. Victoria Walks recognise this, and also that walking is already incredibly popular in Australia. It's the most popular physical activity, and it's more popular among women than men. It's a low barrier activity. Most people can participate in walking, and it's also free and most people can walk. However, we also realise that there's not many organised opportunities for people to walk with other people, unless you are already in a walking group or you have friends who enjoy walking. Then it can be hard to find places where you can walk with others. And so some years ago, we approached La Trobe University's Centre for Sport and Social Inclusion and asked them to do a research piece about how we could design a program that would appeal to less active women and successfully engage them in increasing their walking. And part of that was a survey. So we just wanted to let you know that the program that we've designed is based on actual research and speaking to women who fit this category. So of the women who we surveyed, 40% said that they would like to re-engage with walking, and 31% said that they would like to walk more than they do already. So another thing to recognise is that when we are marketing this program, we're really talking to women who already value walking, and we don't need to convince them necessarily that walking is a good thing to be doing. It's just providing them the opportunity and the motivation to walk more. So next slide. So part of the research that was really important too was understanding the barriers that this target audience has to walking more than they do at the moment. So that was things that might seem obvious, but finding the time, that's a real challenge for a lot of women when they're juggling competing responsibilities. Another really important one to understand is a lack of confidence to try new activities, and that can be a particular problem for women who maybe aren't as active as they used to be and are conscious that they're maybe not as fit as they used to be. So our program will very much be about trying to make people feel socially comfortable when they're in the program. And another barrier for some women to walking more often is personal safety. So having a program where women are walking with other people can help overcome that barrier, where some women we know don't feel safe walking on trails by themselves. Another really important aspect is convenience. And so you'll know through our local activation partners, which in our pilot program are the Y in Burundara and also the city of Greater Bendigo, that we are trying to provide walks that are close to where these women live and that won't be difficult for them to get to. And they'll be at the same time and place each week, but we're going to try and offer some variety in where those walks take place. So the table that you can see on the screen now is the program design, basically that La Trobe's Centre for Sport and Social Impact came up with, and that's really what we've tried to replicate with the Step 10 Challenge. So next slide. Now, a really important part of this pilot is working out how we can market our program to the right audience and try to encourage those less active women to register for the program and to keep coming along to the walks. So we've been doing some work in the look and the feel of this program. And yeah, so just making sure, actually, I might get you to flip through to the next slide, Sue. So bright, colourful, we're trying to show women of, different fitness levels and different ages. That's really important. We don't want anyone who, we want to alleviate that fear, I suppose, that if you're a woman who's been less active for a few years, that you might turn up and everyone else is going to be fitter than me, everyone else is going to look better than me. This is about real women who are juggling lots of challenges in their lives and lots of responsibilities. And so it's about having time for themselves, and we're not trying to emphasize that this is a fitness program. It's more about this is a walking, getting to know other people, getting out in nature and feeling good. So that's really the way that we're trying to market the Step 10 brand. And we're hoping that in turn that will bring us the audience that we're seeking to engage. Just on to the next slide. So there are some other really evidence-based resources available that are very specifically about how to make women feel comfortable in recreation spaces and programs. So you'll see a link at the bottom of this page, and we'll also send you the link. Just some information that Vic Health, which of course ran the This Girl Can program for a number of years, has already done about the ways that we can make women feel comfortable when they are engaging in a program. So while we can sort of market our program externally to try and attract people, a really important link, I suppose, or element in carrying this brand through is our walk leaders. So this is where you guys come in. So you're really, I guess, the person on the ground who is carrying that brand tone across and making everyone feel comfortable. And that's really what we want you to see your role as. You're not a fitness instructor. You're really there as a friend, someone to welcome everybody and make them feel like they're part of something. And also really being conscious of where these women might be at in their fitness journey, and making them completely understand that if they're walking slowly or if they need to stop for a while, that's completely fine. We don't want the program to be attracting women who want to power walk around the lake. This is not for them. So your role is really to create that tone on the ground. So thanks for being a part of this. And just moving on to another really important role is the volunteer role, who really is supporting the walk leader and just helping to spread the load, I suppose. Particularly if it's a larger group, it was really helpful to have another person on the ground who can act as the tail walker, so that we can feel confident that no one is being left behind off the back of the group, but also just to help that walk leader get sort of circulate and make sure that everyone is welcomed. So we've put together a suggested walk briefing, which is something that you can follow to sort of help set the tone of the event. And obviously, as the program goes on, you won't need to rely on this as much. It might still be valuable if you have new people attending who you've not met before. It's probably a sort of a good checklist to just remind yourself of things that you might need to draw people's attention to. So feel free to use this template sort of briefing, but you might want to put your own notes in or personalize it in some way. And the main things to draw your attention to, as well as obviously welcoming everyone, is providing a bit of an overview of the day's walk so people know what to expect, because we know that that is also an important part of engaging less active people to come to an event, is them feeling confident that they know what to expect. We just also point out that on some of the walks there could be low-level risks that it's a good idea to draw people's attention to, such as road crossings, and you'll want to explain to people what the expected behaviour is there in terms of, do we wait for everyone to cross the road together? But another really common one that might crop up is that shared paths and bikes, and just reminding people to stay left on those paths. I think that's me.
Thanks, Jane. So, hi everyone, I'm Sue Stewart. I'm going to take you through some of the logistics for the walks. So the first one is using our Spond app. So Spond is the app we've chosen as our communication tool. There's a couple of reasons for this. One is that this way we have a data privacy overlay where we're not sharing phone numbers. But secondly, this is a really great app to capture registrants for particular walks, to limit numbers if we've only got one walk leader, and to send messages in the instance of a walk being cancelled. There's also some other functions where we can do little polls to see how people are enjoying the Step10 challenge, or if they like particular walks. So there's some good things in the app that will really help us engage with participants. So what will happen after this is you'll receive an SMS inviting you to download the Spond app. Down the bottom of the slide, you'll see a code. You'll also get this in the SMS, and that will lead you to the group that you need to join. And when you actually join the group, you'll start to see these walks as the image shows on that right-hand side. Once you join, you'll be added as an admin, and that will allow you to do some functions like communicating with participants and some things like that. So that will be the first thing that you'll receive after this induction. So we've noted about cancelling walks. We've taken some advice about when the best time to cancel a walk is, and of course that's in extreme heat, which is total fire banned. And in extreme heat, you can choose to cancel if a heat health alert is issued by the Bureau of Meteorology, or if it's very hot, you can decide to shorten the walk depending on the time of day. Of course, there's also wet weather considerations, particularly if it's off in a bushland or on paths which might become slippery as well. So you can use the Spond app to send out a quick cancellation, and that will reach participants as quickly as possible. So in addition to the extreme weather, using common sense is always a good idea, and please notify us and use the Spond app if you decide to do that, and we'll be able to see those notifications as well. So I'll cover off feedback, incidents and support now. So as we've highlighted, this is a new program, so feedback will be crucial to us improving the program. So there's ways to gather informal and structured feedback. Of course, as I've mentioned, the app is the first one. We will actually be able to view any comments that come across the app, and you can send any feedback through the app as well. We will also use the poll function to gain some insights. It's a very, quick and easy function to use. And while we won't do it a lot, it will be good to get some insights from the participants. We will encourage you to share feedback as you receive it in an informal sense from walking and talking with the participants. And at the end of the program, we'll do some structured feedback from walk leaders, walk volunteers, and also through a survey to participants. Of course, incidences and recording incidents is very important. So we have an incident form link, which the link is in the pack here, and I'll also email that to you. I've put a bit of a guide to when incidents should be logged, but again, I think this is very much a common sense one. And so while you can read through the guide, at the bottom I do have, if anything, that you feel unsure about and doesn't sit right with you, would rather it be reported than ignored. So I think that's probably the best guideline I can give everyone. We know if there's a medical incident, that's fairly straightforward, but sometimes we have a sense about something that's not quite right. Well, I'd encourage everyone to record that via that incident register. So then lastly, support. We're very conscious that you are all volunteering your time, so we don't want to overload you with information, but we do want to offer the level of support that you feel really comfortable with. So we encourage you to contact us if there's anything you feel that would assist you in the role or you would feel supported. We'll be in touch informally, of course, through the walks, but if there's something specific, please, by all means, just send us an email and we'll follow that up. Again, there's also structured ways when we need to be contacted. Of course, the incident reports are the one, but if you think there's something really serious that should be escalated immediately, I've put my contact number there for that. And there's a bit of a difference when to contact us and when to contact your program partner. So if you read through this, I think it makes sense as to when something is serious enough that it should come to us, or when you should be contacting the program partner about something. So lastly, we've got a couple of checklists. One's a more general one before we start the program about everything that needs to occur before the program gets underway. And on the last slide is an everyday checklist or every event checklist. So when you go to the walk, just a couple of things to check off as you go through. And of course, these will become a lot easier to do the more walks that you do. So that's the end of the induction. Again, if you think that there's something that you're unsure of or you would like to see more information about, phone numbers and emails are in there, so please contact us. And I want to finish off by saying thank you again. As Sarah mentioned, you are an integral part of the program success, and we really hope that you find this experience rewarding.